What's going on, guys? My name is Rising, and today we have something different up on the channel. As you can see, this is not Call of Duty, this is Delta Force Mobile. Many of you might already be familiar with this game because it's been a while since this game is out in mobile for, I believe, almost all regions. So I just thought of giving it a shot. And lately I've been dabbling with this game, and not gonna lie, I've been enjoying it quite enough that I wanted to make a video sharing some of my very basic initial impressions, as well as some hopes I have for the future of the game. Now keep in mind that I'm still an absolute beginner at this, as you might be seeing from the gameplay itself, and I believe that many of you guys will already know way more than me about this game.
So if you're a dedicated Delta Force player who has come to gather some tips and tricks, then nope, you're not going to be learning that. But I mainly wanted to spread the word and talk about some thoughts on this, because I think that this game has a ton of potential. I believe there are a few regions across the globe which haven't received the game yet. There are a ton of ways to download the game from other sources which you can search up easily, so just because you can't play this game in your region, it doesn't mean you shouldn't be keeping an eye on this game, because it will hopefully come to other regions eventually for free without you requiring any third-party applications.
By the way, I was playing with Jokesta the other day live on his stream, so you might see him being on my team in the gameplay. I believe he has already posted a video of him trying out the game on his main channel, so if you want, you can listen to his opinions as well. So let's just start with a general overview of this game. At the moment, there are two primary modes, the first one being Operations, which is their extraction mode. We've been seeing a lot of extraction shooters lately in both PC, console, and mobile franchises, and one is coming to COD Mobile next season as well, so there's nothing new in adding an extraction mode to Delta Force. But since there's a lot of complicated stuffs in that mode, I haven't really touched Operations too much, because it's not the type of thing that you can pick up and jump into right off the bat. I believe you need to watch some guides to better get familiar with it, just because there's that much depth into it. This may eventually create a barrier of entry to some players who can't really digest everything that's going on, but based on what I've heard, they've been handling this mode very well with a lot of events and other additions to it. The other main mode in this is Warfare, which is the gameplay you're seeing in the background. If you've played Battlefield any time, then you might recognize it to be a Battlefield clone, but in a very, very good way. In short, this is a large-scale 32v32 PvP mode that focuses on a push-pull battle over control of objectives, utilizing a wide range of land, sea, and air. And by the sounds of it, you might have already guessed it. Yes, vehicles are there in this mode, which some may like, some may not, but it highly depends on your playstyle, and you're not forced to use them at all. As you can see, all of my gunfights are just boots on the ground. So for the development, the game is made by Team Jade and published by Teamy Studios, developed on Unreal Engine 4. And by the looks and feel of it, I'd say that they did an incredible job in both optimization as well as handling of the game. I have hardly faced any lag or FPS drop while playing, which is a frequent complaint for quite a number of players. So if you have a somewhat decent device, you can easily run higher FPS and have a smooth experience. Now for the other elements of the game, it is very similar to Call of Duty, or COD Mobile, as most of you guys play it, but I won't be going over the aesthetic elements such as skins, or bundles, or calling cards. What I really want to talk about is the loadout system, which firstly contains 4 classes, that is Assault, Support, Engineer, and Recon, each having a different operator that you can use while playing, and each operator having a set of gadgets which you can use in your matches. You can also view the description of each gadget easily by tapping onto the details, and there's a neat clip showing what it does. Now coming to your guns, you have a primary weapon, a secondary weapon, a melee, and a class gadget. And weapon customization in this game is one thing that I really appreciate. Doesn't mean I entirely like it, I just appreciate the effort that they had put in while making all these. They have taken the gunsmith to a next level, where you not only have more attachment slots that you normally see in Call of Duty, you can unlock new slots based on the attachment you're installing. Besides the primary stats, there is a whole new section on advanced stats where you can see what actually changed with the attachment you just installed on your weapon. So with all of this, now you really have to invest a lot of time building your weapon based on your perfect playstyle, whether you want better handling or better accuracy, control, mobility, or whatnot. Another thing that I want to point out is that in a game like Call of Duty, time to kill primarily determines how competitive your gun is. But in a game like Delta Force, accuracy is key. It doesn't matter how fast you kill if you can't hit your shots properly. Mobility is also another factor which you need to take care of since you're playing in such a vast map, so that you can go from point A to point B faster without getting caught in the middle of repositioning. As for what I have felt from the couple games that I have played, the gunplay is actually very impressive. There's been very rare cases where I felt that the fight was in my favor, but with whatever reason the enemy gets the advantage and ultimately wins it. Most of the times it is straight up that I overestimated the enemy's position and I tried to challenge them, even I being at a much disadvantageous position, and end up losing the gunfight, ultimately the main blame coming to myself, which is pretty obvious.
Apart from guns and abilities, there's one other way to kill an enemy, which are vehicles. There are more than a dozen of them, but I haven't really encountered most of them, simply because I haven't used vehicles at all as of now. But from the looks of it, it seems that each have a different purpose, be it land, water, or air. Some of them are meant to just move from point A to point B, and some of them are used for assault purpose, either killing enemies or destroying environments. And destroyable environment is another feature of this game, which honestly is a lot more effective in battle than I initially thought it'd be. It can be used to eliminating camping positions, or even develop some strategic positions. In a game like Call of Duty, I'm not a big fan of these, but for an enormous map like this, I feel it is fine if destroyable environments are there. Although they're not new to the FPS franchise. Games like Battlefield already had these long ago. As for progression, there are separate progressions for operations and warfare, each having a different set of rewards where you can unlock guns or other cosmetic stuffs. And apart from level progression, there is rank progression as well, and when you get up a rank, you unlock exclusive rewards. And finally, there is the Battle Pass, which is called Season Pass in this game, which gives exclusive free and paid rewards depending upon whether you want to purchase it or not. Battle Passes are now a staple in every game, which encourages players to play the game even more, and as a result, you can unlock special items.
And with all of these in the game, this is what's getting me excited about this, especially for the future of this game. This is the area I'm most curious about, primarily because competition in the FPS space is pretty limited at the moment on mobile. If you're on PC or console, you've got tons of FPS options that are relevant and really popular right now. But especially from the perspective of a Call of Duty mobile player, there aren't really that many viable FPS alternatives out there that are currently popular and relevant. And from what I'm seeing here, Delta Force Mobile is shaping up to potentially be that game, which is going to be a pretty viable alternative to COD Mobile. Although it shares very less commonalities with this game, primarily it is more like a Battlefield clone than a Call of Duty clone, but I find mechanically it is very appealing as a Call of Duty player because it retains the arcade feel when it comes to movement and gunplay. And if they add a smaller 6v6 or 5v5 mode, then definitely it is going to appeal to the COD players. So it seems like that they're trying to branch out and attract a wide variety of players from different franchises, including Call of Duty in the future, and that's what's got me most excited for this game. And I really want to check this game out quite often to see where things go in the future, because this is the type of game that I could see myself playing as an alternative to COD Mobile, and it even has the potential to be one's main game once they get the hang of all the mechanics that the game possess. But time will tell on that. But of course, those are just my early basic impressions on this game, even though it's been a while since this game's out for mobile. And this is the time I'm curious to know from you guys. First off, to those of you guys who've already played this game, how are you feeling about this game? Are you enjoying, struggling, or confused at what's going on? And then for those that weren't familiar with Delta Force Mobile, maybe this is your first exposure to it, how are you feeling about things based on what you've seen so far in this video? Is this the type of game you want to give a shot on mobile, or even in PC if you want, because it is free to play and you can give that a shot on Steam right now? Just let me know all of those thoughts in the comments section down below. If you want me to make more videos on this game, then let me know as well. I don't think I'm the type of guy who can do guides on this game right now because, as I said, I have to get well acquainted with the game before going on to all of those, and also I'm not the type of guy who looks forward to do random gameplay and post it onto YouTube. But if you still have any ideas or suggestions, then feel free to comment down below. Make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe for future content if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.